Grants and contracts. What's the difference? Roll the intro. Greetings and welcome to the Contracting Guy. I am the Contracting Guy. Today I want to talk to you about contracts and grants. Now we're going to have a little discussion on that, but I really want to thank a colleague of mine who presented something on contracts versus grants. Her name is Shanae Commodore. You'll see her information right up here. Shanae is the consummate contracting professional. She is well versed in both FAR and also other areas of acquisitions. And she dabbles in grants and other things. She's just all around good professional. I'd pick her. She's great. And and she's also an educational type person. So when you listen to her, you're also being educated. So this is good as well. So I want to give her a shout out because and a point to, given the fact that the content that I'm going to share with you really comes from her. So if you want deeper dive into that, again, go to that contact point right here. Okay, with that being said, um, really, when you look at contracts and grants, and I talk about U.S. federal government contracts versus government, U.S. federal government grants. Now, there were grants, there's state, local grants, there's educational grants, there's foundational grants, there's grants all over. There's also contracts all over. So, let's kind of play around with that just a bit to give you a perspective. Um, Perhaps, and this is, the contracting guy's perspective. So, take it where you want to take it. And here it is. Um, Probably the closest thing to a grant is it a perhaps a an SBIR, small business innovative research type of contract. Thereby, you're given something to develop or build up. Here, you show deliverables and things of that nature and you get paid. Well, I think grant is probably, if you're looking at making some sort of correlation, similar to that. It's not like a regular contract where you got this for that. What you have is grant oftentimes is that concept and a promise for an outcome or a gift of a grant. Let's say gift. Don't take it like birthday gift. Just sort of the terms that are used. So in a grant, you're going to have uh, for the federal government, there'll be a purpose that they were seeking, and the respondent to a grant, a grantor, and a grantee. So you look at a grantee going, hey, here's my solution to that. Let me submit it to the grant advisory panel or whatever it might be, and they'll make a decision. Kind of like in a contract evaluation or solicitation evaluation. So you're looking at that. Now, there's a lot of similarities. So it's hard to to kind of create distinctions. But Shanae did a wonderful job of creating that for you, and I'll share that in the at the end of the presentation. Here's the slides. Take a look at them. Good information. For small businesses, this might be an avenue that you would like to pursue, particularly one that does social outreach or one that does that looking at innovative research that you might say, hey, can I get somebody who would help me in my movement on this? And so, I would say is, I don't usually talk about other people's work, and generally because I'm not interested in it. But for Shanae, this is something that you as a small business ought to know, that there are options out there and that there is distinctions about them. Now, perhaps later on, I'll cover a little bit more. about grants and in contracts, but more importantly, there is a professional that you ought to contact if you want to know more. How can I jump into grants? Uh, um, Lastly, on this, a I was doing a presentation for a BVOC, and he asked about, he's got this idea and he wanted to see about, does the government cover that, for funding? And I said, well, generally no, but you could look at SBIR and maybe so, with DARPA and such, or whomever. Or what I didn't say, and I'd like to let him know, now, is that look at grants. Maybe there's a grant out there that you can pursue that will cover your opportunity to develop your idea even further. So grants are not just given by the federal government, they're also given by uh, institutions or benevolent foundations for a specific purpose. Oftentimes, those are socially beneficial purposes. So keep that in mind. There might be an in elsewhere. With that being said, thank you, Shanae, for your help on this. Go to her stuff right after this presentation. It'll be in the continuation portion. And finally, I want to thank you for listening. I am the contracting guy. I'm out. Thank you for watching The Contracting Guy. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. This is The Contracting Guy. I'm out.